I'm here with Chris. Good
Hello.
evening, Chris. Let's have a bit of that. Okay. Oh, we can see your hands.
Hi.
The evening. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Looking forward to putting another ninja together.
Good. I'm just going to try and attempt to do two things at once by talking and introducing whilst also getting a link and passing it on to somebody. It would be helpful if, can anybody send me back the YouTube link, because I can't seem to find it. I think because I'm signed in. Is that possible? No, hold on. Bear with me, everybody, bear with me. Let's do. Yes, we had a fly yesterday, didn't we? And there was not a lot of wind, was there? Still there? Oh, he muted his audio. I'm talking to myself there for a minute. Okay, right. I've got the link, which is good. And yes, I'll say again, we had a fly yesterday, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah, we did.
There was,
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, there was not a lot of wind, but we did manage to fly none other than the On the Line Urban Ninja, did we not?
We did, and it flew very nicely, very well.
It flew really well. It was very, very stable. So
Almost too stable, but
yeah, I have just sent the link over to Graham. So hopefully Graham, our good friend Graham, friend of the show, will be watching. Don't know who else is watching. We could do a bit of sharing.
we've got Peter and Alan here at the moment. Both said hi.
Evening. Oh, I'm on the wrong video. Here we go. We'll get there in a minute, guys. Just bear with us whilst we set up.
We are professionals.
We are professionals, yes. Hi, Peter. Hi, Alan. How's it going? If anybody wants the Zoom link to join us, then please feel free to shout out. Oh, hold on. We're getting feedback. Let's do that. And mute that. There we go. Right. So what are we going to do tonight? Now, on Wednesday, to anyone that's just joining us tonight, okay, I apologize because on Wednesday we actually had a pre-show show, didn't we, Chris?
We did.
Basically, we've covered cutting out panels so many times that we didn't want it to take up time in the Sunday night show, and it's fairly straightforward, but we wanted to just do a little preamble so that people could see if that, so that we didn't leave it out. So it's not in a Sunday night show, but if you want to see how to cut out the panels for the Ninja, check out Wednesday night show, and it should be very clear. So I'm just going to do this now, a couple more bits. We're nearly there. And then we'll be good to go. Tonight we will be sticking the panels, the panels that we should have already cut out together. We will be placing on our reinforcements, and if we have time, we will be sewing them together. And I think that'll be it. I think that will take us to more or less an hour. So then, last one, and done. Right. Okay. So we should have our panels like this. Okay. We have a blue one for the bottom. If I can open this up. Comme ça. And then we have a pink one for the top, just like that. And then if you're really lucky, you have a nice printed one for the middle. If not, don't worry. Just use your contrasting colors and I assure you it will be just as nice. So, oh, Bill's here. Evening, Bill. How are you? Yeah, we didn't see Bill yesterday. I believe that everyone went up there today, Bill and Graham. He said there was not a lot of wind, but I think Gary flew his Ninja. So it's just about the only kite you can fly on a day like today. So shall we get started? Now, for anyone that wants to follow along, I'm just going to do a share screen. Let's do this and go to this. We will be following along through this plan. Chris, can you see my screen okay?
I can. Yes.
Okay, good. So it's on horvath.ch/the-urban-ninja-kite-plan/. And you can see we've got we've already done a kit list. Okay, so if you go to welovekites.com, you will also see that we've done a kit list. We will be more or less following this plan. Okay, but there will be tweaks here and there where we've omitted things or tried to make things easier for the sort of beginner, as I am a complete beginner. I have built a couple of kites, but still very much in the novice stages. So the bit that we've done this bit up to here, okay, and now we are going to be here, okay, and we're going to start with sticking the sails together. So let me stop that and let's do that. Can you see my screen okay now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. I will try and keep half an eye on the comments as we go. As always, if people have got any tips for us or anything like that, please feel free to shout out and we will try and cover them as we go. So the first thing we have to do is on the back of our panel. So you can see mine's got a fold in it here. Okay, so this is the front, this is the back. Okay, we're going to put some 6mm ATG tape along the top here. Oh, in a wavy line, and then we're going to do the same on the top of the blue panel here. Okay, so we'll start with the pink first. Now, it doesn't matter which way you do it. I'm particularly slow at doing this because I'm a bit clumsy, so I have to take my time. What makes this much easier is if you've got a device like this. Now, Chris is going to have to, I think, after we have done this, I think you're going to have to make this available because people are going to start wanting it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you're a beginner like me, this is great. Now I'm hoping you can see this corner here. Yeah, you can. So we're just going to take our time. We're not going to rattle through. Now on previous builds, we've been at Josh's mercy and he tends to go through things very quickly, certainly a lot quicker than me. So we're just going to take our time. Now, Chris, have you got any special techniques for putting the tape on?
I don't know. I think by the looks of it, I do it similar to you, but I actually hold my thumb on the around the reel to try and keep the tape tight.
So this finger, if you look at this one,
yeah.
I'm tempering the reel with this finger. So I've actually got my finger on the reel. Now, before I carry on, if you look here, you'll see, okay, you just want to leave a few mil from the center of the panel. Okay, so I'm just going to take my scissors here. I'm going to cut to there. So I don't know if that's clear, but you can see there's the fold line, and I've just stopped the tape a little bit short. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Chris, you were saying?
Yeah, I think you're doing pretty much the same as me. I generally work away from myself straight away rather than going left to right as you're doing. So I guess it would be similar.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have to say, I'm a bit cack-handed, so I have to do things sort of in a way that's comfortable for me. But we're all different, and it's probably better if you're a beginner, a kite maker. Yeah, don't necessarily copy what I do, but at least you can see I'll have sympathy for you, because it doesn't necessarily come really easily for me. So here we go. I bet you've already done yours, haven't you, Chris?
I haven't. You're well ahead. I am just doing the second one at the moment.
To be fair, I've had a bit of practice. We will be needing some heavy weights in a very short while. So if you haven't got any handy, go and get some now. Okay. So done the first one. And while Chris is just, tell me when you finish your first panel, Chris. So we'll go at the same speed. There's no point in me rushing off. But if I just come back to here, this is what we will be, this is what we're aiming towards for today. This doesn't have the stitching on it, but it has got its reinforcements placed on it. Okay, and you can see the sails are joined together. Okay, you've done, okay, perfect. Perfect. Right, let's do the second one. Alan is saying, I tend to weight the material down with a steel rule, just a few extra mil in from the edge to stop it moving. That's a good tip. Okay, so weight the material down with a steel rule, just a few extra mil in from the edge. Okay, right, let's try that then, Alan. We will actually try that tip. So we've got our second panel, and I haven't necessarily got loads of space. Let's go back to here and take our metal ruler, and I'm going to plonk it down. I think this is the method. Plonk it down. I think that's it. I think that's the method. I don't know. Is that how you understand it, Chris?
Yeah, that's how I read it to be. Peter Loop has also rightly pointed out that this is not a flat sail. So unlike the Maverick and the Pulse, once all stuck together, it's not going to lay nice and flat on the table.
Yes. Yes. So the joining method is fairly critical to this kite, as we should see sort of in the not too distant future if I don't make a complete ash of it. Right, as I'm just going to straighten out the end of my tape. Okay, Alan, here goes. This is Alan's technique. So, I have to say, already I'm feeling a lot more comfortable.
Alan gives you the thumbs up.
Excellent. Yeah, this is. I'm definitely already a lot more comfortable because it's not going anywhere. Ooh. Okay. Oh yeah, big thanks to Alan, because he sent me a really nice book earlier in the week. that he was selling. I haven't read it all yet, Alan, but I've definitely pored over a few of the pages, that is for sure. Very, very interesting.
I think there's definitely a tip to having your scissors nearby so you don't have your tape go everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, I really like this method, I have to say.
I'll have to try that. So I actually, because I do it, I tape it away from me. I usually start off by sticking a bit of the tape on the board that I'm working on.
Yeah,
And
look, Josh does that. Yeah,
then
that's
stick it onto the kite, and then I keep the panel sort of taut.
yeah. Well, that's how I sort of half was doing it, but I would say the ruler on the panel just gives you an extra bit of confidence. Yeah. And doesn't get in the way. So it's actually a major bonus.
2 panels.
Oh, look, there you go. You see, you're well ahead of me, even though I'm using the ruler technique.
Yours is probably neater.
Well, I doubt it. I want a steward's inquiry. I think there's been, foul play. Right, there we go. That is my second. Oh, Gavin's joined us. Hi, Gavin. How are you? Hope you are well, sir. Right. So now we should have, I should say, our 2 taped panels. Is that what you've got, Chris? And are you taped on the back side of the panels?
Yep, mine looks the same as yours.
Okay. So,
which is either really good news or we're both screwed up.
Yeah. For the next bit, I will be calling in a couple of teammates. I've built with them a couple of times before, and they've always proven to be very helpful. We've got Mary and Delia. They're the heaviest books I've got, and they do a damn good job. They're perhaps not as neat as a nice kite weight or sewing weight that we've mentioned so many times before, but they've all I've got, so it's tough. Okay, what panel would you like to start with, Chris? Do you want to start with the blue or the pink?
Well, I'm just sticking down my pink panel. However, if you're wanting to put markers on for reinforcements, now is the easiest time to do.
Yes, well remembered, that man. So we have some reinforcements to fit to the panels in the form of 3 lots of these, 2 9x40 Icarex and 1 12x20 adhesive Dacron. We really want to take the time now to measure where these reinforcements are going to go, and luckily my good friend Chris has already told me the measurements, so all I have to do is find my ruler and we shall be good to go. I'm gonna have to use my big one because I can't find the little one. So you said we were going to measure 10 mil up from the edge.
Yep.
And make a mark. So I'm going to use my trusty, where did I put it? Chalk pen. It's like this desk is like everything disappears.
Have you lost it?
I literally just showed it to you 2 seconds ago. I know it is vanished. What shall I use instead? I'll use my trusty blue marker, even though I could really use my chalk pencil. It's okay. The girls were sitting on top of it. All right, here we go. So 10 mil, make a mark. 10 mil for this. So we're on the pink panel, which is the top panel. So on the top panel, you're going to measure up 10 mil, make a little mark on the center line, and then you're going to measure 100 mil up along the center line and make another mark. So this is a chalk pencil. Okay, so it's a really good way of marking fabric, but not permanently, because it will just rub off afterwards. Okay, so whilst we're there, we're going to take those away, move this up the way, and we're going to do 10 mil on the blue. Okay, 10 mil. Perfect. Okay, so we will start with the blue. Now, what I like to do is, which way around are we? Yeah, okay, so let's trim the edge off that. Are there any questions so far? We've got lots of people watching. Okay, so my panel is just going to hang off the edge of the desk. It's really not a problem for what we're doing. Okay, but I'm going to need some masking tape. Okay, and I'm just going to stick that down there like that, and probably just put a little bit towards the end, just like that. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. Then we need our center panel. Now, if you have a nice printed center panel, then this bit is quite critical, because you need to make sure you get it on the right side. If you don't, it's not a problem, but you do need to make sure, you will have done anyway from the cutting process, but they all need to have a very sharp centerfold in them, because we're going to use that to get this joining right now. So which side am I? Yes. Okay, so what you do, this is called, I believe, the drape method of fixing. So first thing to do is we're going to line up. I'm going to just put a little bit of weight on there. My good old tin of clips. Going to just put a little bit of weight on, and we're going to line up the panel, still with the backing of the tape on. Just going to line up the panels so that the edge of the 6 mil, the edge of the top panel lines up perfectly with the edge of the 6 mil tape. Okay, and we're just about nearly there. So once you've got it perfectly lined up, okay, that is the time that you can actually weight your work down. So I'm going to put one there like that, and crucially, when you put your weights down, try not to move the panels underneath, because that will give you a bad day. I think that's going to be enough weight. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So we are going to, this is where I hoped I had my smaller ruler even. We're going to, going to just slip that in under there so that it can't quite touch, and we're going to peel off one side of the tape. Hopefully this is all clear. If anyone's got any messages, then please ask now. So we're going to peel that tape off, and that panel is just going to sit nicely down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the ruler away, and we're just going to drape the top part onto the bottom part, and then just press the edge down like that. Okay, is that all clear? Clear so far? Are you, I know you know what you're doing, Chris, but are you following me as we go?
I am. I've done the pink panel though, so not quite.
Sorry, did I throw a curveball? Did I change what I said I was going to do? Because I am like that. I do like to keep you on your toes.
I thought we were going for pink first, and I started sticking
Sorry.
it in, and you went for blue, and I thought I'll mix it up.
Sorry, that's my fault. Okay,
No.
so
Well, they're the same, aren't they? Just you started with the difficult one.
Yeah, well, I like to start with the difficult bits first. Okay, so we can take our weights off. We've already got this bottom panel stuck down, so this is not going anywhere as such, but I do just like to put a bit of tape.
Oh, look who's here. It isn't Josh.
Oh, here he is. Right, Josh, Zoom link coming up then, I take it. Let's do this and then do this. All right, there we go. Anyone that wants to join us in Zoom, feel free.
I guess what it should be obvious as well, make sure you stick the panel to the right side. One is
Yes.
not the other.
Yes. But so at this point, we've only got half of the panels stuck together. So the first thing to do is fold back over the top panel. So I've just, whilst we were talking, I just stuck down a piece of tape here to hold the other panel down. You can't quite see, it's just out of shot. Okay, but basically this is stuck down all along here. Okay, and then all up this edge here as well. So we're going to fold over our top panel. Okay, nice and neatly. And make sure that's nicely aligned, okay, with itself. So that's quite critical, making sure it's exactly even, okay. And when it's even, you can do the good old trick of getting something very heavy and putting it down. Careful not to disturb anything when you do. Now, oh, Alan, he's coming in. Joining. Crucial point here, as Alan connects, is on the backing of this tape. Okay, what we're going to do is, before we carry on, Alan, good evening. How the devil are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Yeah, are you building along, or are you building something completely different?
Yes, I'm actually building along.
Oh, amazing! That's fantastic.
Mine's black and orange.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So we are just going to fold 90 degrees the backing of this tape here. Okay, just a tiniest little bit just here. So we've got a little tab, because the next bit that we're going to do, make sure this is sitting down nice and flat. Okay, and we're going to fold over. Okay, and once we're folded over, we are going to make sure that's nice and neat again. Okay, and nice and equal, because we want our two halves to be as equal as they can be. Okay, and then it's worth taking your time over. There is no rush. This might be, some would say, a beginner kite, but it is lots of fun to fly, lots of fun to build, and worth getting right. So we're weighted down, bottom and middle, Okay, and we're just going to very carefully pull the tape from underneath, and we're going to just push that edge down as we go. You don't want to be too firm with this because you don't want to upset your perfect alignment. Okay, and when I get to this bit, I actually like to do the last bit just with a bit of a guide and down like that. Push it down, make sure it's nice and firm, and then we can move the ladies out of the way. So Alan, I see you're not, everyone else can't see, but you're not cooking with, sorry, you're not building, you're not building with Mary or Delia this evening.
I've got some specific weights.
Oh, here we go. Right, let's have a look at Alan's weights. Here you go. I've been waiting a while for this, but there we go.
These are canal art, ancient cast iron irons.
Very nice.
I use, and of course the we mentioned it before, the door stops from a famous German supermarket.
Yes, yes. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's just shoot back to, I can't remember which one's mine. There we go. Right, so we've done one side, and as Peter says, as Peter very rightly mentions, the taping is probably the hardest part. But I would say, it's definitely the most satisfying part as well, because when you have your sail and it's all nicely stuck together, and you can see what a good job you've done, gives you a nice sense of satisfaction. So, Chris, where are you up to? Oh, you are speeding ahead.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
You try not to think about it too much, because otherwise it's all going to go wrong. But it's one of those ones at the moment. It's going almost too well.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, well, this is where we are up to so far. So we've got the bottom panel on, and we're going to stick the top panel on now. So we're just going to put that to one side briefly whilst we tape into place. That might seem like a really long, drawn out process, but as I've mentioned on the show lots of times before, I'm quite a clumsy builder, and I need to use anything I possibly can to keep things neat, and this is the way I found of doing it. So okay, so another bit of tape here. Okay, and we're going to put on a bit of weight, and we're going to line up our panel. So come on, Alan, how many of these have you built before?
I've got one with me. I tried many years ago and actually failed.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bit peculiar. The way that the plan is written,
yes,
and the way that the plan is designed. A great many years ago, I mean, I was making kites. I've been making kites a long time, but I just couldn't get my head around it, you know. And I say, really, I failed quite miserably. It didn't go well at all.
Well, I was almost, I guess, dared into making one. We had a session at the Downs, and we had all the usual suspects there, including Gary Tyrrell of the Flying Squad. And I think it was a fracture practice, and nothing really much was happening. So he decided to get this Ninja out, and I instantly fell in love with it. It being the only thing that was actually flying that day. And I said, oh, how do you where do you get one of those? He said, well, you can buy it, but they're very, very expensive, or you can build it. But it is a very complicated plan, so probably not ideal for your first kite. But that was enough for me, so I instantly went to the website and yeah, just sort of battled through it and ended up with not a bad kite. So let's move this over here. What I would say is this is a very fun kite to build. It's not one of those that it's not like for example a dual line kite, which I find to be a bit of a mission, it has to be said, even when you're being walked through it. This is relatively straightforward and yeah, very pleasant. So Peter says this is a glider kite in the family of one line maneuverable kites, not fast like a fighter, but fun to play with in low to no wind. Yes, I think that is a very, very accurate description.
You were making a good effort of trying to fight them yesterday.
We did put in a good effort, didn't we? Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. Yeah, the less said about that, the better. You did look a bit nervous when my not so pristine Ninja headed towards your perfectly built on the line printed Ninja. I did see the look in your eye. I thought I'd leave you well alone. Okay, so you're basically finished at this point, aren't you, Chris? I know, I can tell.
Yeah, it's not gone bad. Clearly have a bit of tape slightly over the edge because the sides are sticking together.
Yeah.
But other than that, it is.
Yeah, I think I've done that on every single one.
This is the third one we've stuck now, and this has definitely gone the fastest. So it is the thing to take your time with, though, because it's very difficult to unstick it and
yeah, have fun with. Be meticulous with it. Exactly. Your thoughts on using Ron Gibbion's tacky table idea? I believe he uses Krylon Easy Tack sprayed very lightly on a glass surface. Water on glass works as a sticky table. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could work very well, to be fair. I've not tried it, so it's difficult for me to comment, really.
I think if it works for you, then you can do. But this isn't all that difficult to stick because the lengths aren't that long, and the drape method works quite well. So providing that stuff is stuck to the table first,
I suppose it's one of those that because it's not particularly taxing, it's you're less inclined to find new ways of making it even easier because it's so relatively straightforward in the first place. But I would certainly give it a go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count it out at all. So we'll make sure that's nice and symmetrical. And I'm going very slowly because I'm attempting to talk at the same time. And yes, I seemingly can't do it. So here goes the book. We do our crucial little fold.
Oh yeah, a static charge from the rolls is a good method. That definitely works if you're on a surface that works like that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so here we go. Last bit. Make sure that's nice and lined up. And get my good friend Delia. And then we're just going to gently peel backing from underneath and letting it just drape down as it goes. Done. Well, that wasn't too painful, was it? I think we got through it. Where is everybody up to? Okay. Is there anybody else building along at home as well? Don't know. I'd love to know if Graham's watching. That would be good. Okay. So what is next? Next up, we are going to be sticking down the reinforcements, and we're going to be sticking them in the right order. Aren't we, Chris?
Well, yeah.
We're going to try. Well, it's fairly easy for you, but here we go. Josh is building in spirit.
I mean,
You'll have to get to bed early, Josh. You got a day of work tomorrow. I'm going to shock the system. Right. Okay. So we have. Let's see here. Let's turn it around. We'll start. Oh no, we'll start at the top. So I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but we have got a mark for the reinforcement here, and we've got one here. So we are going to take our just two of our 12 by 20 mil adhesive Dacron squares. iPad, interesting. Don't know who iPad is, but let's see. It's blatantly going to be Josh. Oh no, it's Peter. Waiting for his audio to connect. Good evening, Peter. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hey, I'm not building along today, but I do have
You've got a Ninja to show off anyway. Yeah, very, very nice.
To show off anyway.
Show it
just
off
wanted
to the
to show you
camera.
moral support and tell you good job, good kite.
Thank you very much. Let's have a look at that kite again, Peter. There we go. Look.
very nice.
That's in Peter's colours as well, red, white, and blue. Which, funnily enough, is the same colours as Bill and Graham. And actually, not too far away from on the line, to be fair. So there we go. Right. So where were we? We have our 12 by 20 mil adhesive Dacron squares. Now, Chris gave me a good tip here, which is that we're going to fold these lengthways, and we're going to fold them facing in. So we're going to, once they're folded, all you're going to see is backing. That's right. Is it, Chris? Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So they're a bit fiddly if you've got sausage fingers like me. But so here we go. We should have folded. Yeah, can everybody see that? There we go. So we've sort of folded it in itself, and we're going to do the same with the next one. So have you done any flying this weekend, Alan? Oh, he's muted. He's muted. There you go.
No, I was flying the weekend before. We went out and I did my own mini kite festival for One Sky, One World.
Oh, very nice.
Which was very nice. But the weather last weekend wasn't so good.
No. We'd done 2 weekends on the trot, at the Downs. I have to say, the weekend, yesterday, we had one of those days. I mean, the wind wasn't high. It was like probably 4 or 5, I guess. But it was, at one point it hit a glassy 4 or 5, and there was 3 of us, me, Chris, and Simon Franks, all on the hill with big fat smiles on our faces. So yeah, we managed to hit the sweet spot, as it were. So with these strips, Chris, you said it's the edge that's going to be on that mark, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
instructions giving you the dimensions to the centers, but if you know how big the strips are, then it's easier to align on the edge, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So there's 2 ways. There's 2 ways you could do it: the way that it says it in the plan, or the way we're showing you here. The one thing to note, that if you are a little bit simple-minded, as I am, and you look at the picture on the plan, in fact, we might as well demonstrate this. There. Okay, we'll go down to, we are on this bit now. Now, if you, at first glance, if you're simple-minded, you will see, look, as I am, you will see that it looks like that the 12 by 20 is sitting on top of the 9 by 40 patches, but in fact it is sitting underneath. That is why we are putting it down first. Don't make the same mistake that I have made 4 times so far, because I've built 4 of these and I've done it the wrong way around every time. It's
not made any difference, really.
It's worth mentioning. Well. It hasn't made any difference yet, but we'll see if they fall apart in the next couple of weeks. Right, so let's get this stuck down. I'm going to stand up for this, and I'm going to go just like that, just like that. Oh yeah, that makes a big difference if you pre-fold them, Chris. That was a great idea. And we're also going to go put the next one on. There, just like that. Perfect. And as I've already folded it, we might as well do the one. Actually, no, because it's going to involve manipulating the kite. So no. Okay, right. Then we're going to get our longer ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, for these ones, it's very easy to align, because we're going to align the end of the strip with the start of the colored panel that it's sitting on. Okay, so you can see here, let's get a pointy thing. You can see, oh, here.
The hole.
Yeah, we're going to line it up. The top of the strip is going to line up with it's the beginning of the rear panel, top panel in this case. Okay, here we go. I find these so fiddly.
Yeah, the self-adhesive Icrex is
fine. Yes, it tests your patience, that's for sure. Okay, deep breath as I try not to mess this up completely. First one on. We're all still alive.
I use tweezers to put these on.
Oh well, that is very posh. I don't think I'd gain anything, because my sausage fingers can't manipulate the tweezers.
I use a razor blade to hold it down and place it, and then pull the razor blade away.
I mean, it's a great idea in principle, Peter. I don't think look at these big fat hands. I don't think I should have a razor blade anywhere near these hands and this sail.
Probably not.
But to the more careful of you out there, that's definitely a great idea. Okay, so lovely.
If it's of any interest, Matt,
Yes.
my sticky panels, I actually built the panel before I stuck anything onto the kite.
Yeah.
So the small Dacron patch I actually centered in the middle of the Icarex piece,
So
and then applied it as one go.
it's funny you should say that. We did discuss it, and we couldn't see a difference in, let's say, strength by building it compound beforehand or not. And for me personally, it's a little bit less fiddly to stick 3 bits down in the right place than it is. The thing is, when you have that patch compound, you have like the little sort of end parts that don't touch the Dacron, and they sort of all over the place. But yeah, you can do it like that for sure, and certainly that's how they tell you to do it on the plan.
Yeah, it's there's the explanation I found as well. Your previous error, as you said, having the Dacron on the outside.
Yeah.
The reason behind it is obviously the Dacron's quite stiff, and it can the stiffness can cause it to peel off the sail.
Yes.
But of course, the Icarex, because it's softer, will stay on the sail a lot more reliably. It holds the Dacron in place effectively. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. We guessed that earlier, but we weren't sure. That was the only reason. That was the only thing that we could come up with. But
okay, so that's those 2 down. So we've got 2 to go, and if we switch it around, just like the this pink one here, we're going to start and put the bit that I just flicked off the tape. Oh no, it's here. We're going to put our little piece of Dacron on the mark, okay, which is 10 mil in from the edge of the panel. Okay, lovely. And then we're going to stick these on. Blimey, we are rattling through the time. Sorry if I'm being very, very slow.
It gives the rest of us a chance to do something else, Matt.
Oh yeah, I see. Cheers, Alan.
it's nice to see. Later, you can stick it at 2 times speed, and Matt will look like a ninja.
Yeah. Right. Okay, we got our panels on. Thank God for that. Okay. Yes. Do you know what? It's just very nice to see the regulars in. So we really, really can't thank you enough for supporting us and coming back. I'm going to have a word with Watty's agent, I think, because he seems to be AWOL, but we won't hold it against him because he was a big supporter of the others. Hi, Watty, if you're watching or listening or watching back. Okay, right. Last but not least is going to be, unless I've forgotten anything, is going to be sewing the sail. So the plan now, depending on what machine you've got, and this is where it probably get interesting and good to have Alan here. Depending on the machine you have, the stitch will be described differently. So actually, before we carry on, what we're going to do is quickly make a mark. So in the plan, we'll have a look at the plan here. We are going to triple zigzag the panels together, 4 mil wide and 3 mil long. At the center, you may shorten the stitches to 1.5 mil to improve resistance. So we are going to actually change the length of the stitch during the run across the sail. Now, a quick discussion with Chris earlier, we determined that probably a reasonable number for the center section is going to be around 60 mil. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put our ruler on the center line and mark 30 mil to the left and the right. Oh, I'm not showing you that. There we go. So we've got our ruler down, okay, and I'm just using an arbitrary mark here, but we're going to measure 30 mil this way, 30 mil this way, and just make a little mark so that as we're sewing and we're going through the machine, we can stop, adjust the dial on our sewing machine, carry on to the next mark, stop, adjust it back, and then carry on the rest of our stitch. Okay, so I'm going to use my chalk pencil and I'm going to measure 30 mil this way, make a mark here, and 30 mil this way and make a mark here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for the top. We got 30 mil this way, make a mark, and 30 mil this way and make a mark. Okay, hopefully you can see those marks here. Yeah. So if we talk about the stitches, whilst I get my machine together. So depending on the brand and I guess model of your machine, your stitches will be described in different ways. Now I have a Singer and it seems that my machine describes the stitch in the same way as in the plan. So to be a bit more clear, we're going to get my phone. Does anyone have any comment on the reinforced section that we've just described, where we made a mark? Has anyone done that? Not done that? No. Chris, I think you did that on the on the line one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I do,
This is the fun bit.
yeah. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's go here. So on my machine, you can see we've got the length here, the stitch type here, we've got width up here, and some needle position settings up here, and tension. Okay, so we're going to be on the triple zigzag. Don't know if you can see that. So we are on the triple zigzag. Okay, and now I'm actually going to be just shy of 3 mil. Okay, because I like a closer stitch. In the plan, it describes it as hold on,
Describes it as 3 mil, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There we go. It describes it as 3 mil, but for example, Chris's machine, that equates to, well, you're using 9 mil, aren't you? Because it's 3 lots of 3.
Yeah, so yours does it on each individual stitch, whereas mine does it on the length of the pattern.
Yes.
Of the pattern.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What machine have you got there, Alan?
I think we need.
We're muted.
Sorry, here we go.
Uh,
Mine is a Silver 20 HD. It's a little bit different to a lot of other machines. It's semi-computerized, as you can see. It's got a panel, but it's got an adjustable walking foot and a knee lift and a super big table as well, which is really nice.
Oh, very nice.
But the when you're talking about stitches, I find it curious because I found over the period, I mean, I've used Frister, I've used Singers, I'm using the Silver at the moment, and they're all slightly different. So what I do is make a test strip. So I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we're going to switch to yours now.
So I made a test strip on my machine and made a little note above each one what the setting is, the stitch width and the stitch length, so that when I want a certain type of stitch, whether I want a wide one or a small one, I look at the numbers. So the smaller ones are 4 and 0.8, and the bigger ones are 6 and 2 or 2.5 even. And of course, this will give me what this actual machine is going to actually sew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Right. Well, so basically, if it's definitely worthwhile doing a test on your machine like Alan's done and playing with the settings and see. There's so many videos on YouTube that we're not going to cover setting up the machines. We've done it a bit with the previous builds. We're just going to go and assume that you know how to work your machine and you know how to get it set accordingly. Ultimately, if you look through the plan, you can compare the sort of stitch that you're coming up with to what is in the plan, and if it looks good and looks about right, then it probably is about right. And to be honest, it's probably not that critical as long as the tension is right, and probably the width is, within constraints, then yeah, you should be fine. It will just affect the weight very slightly either way. So Josh is going to chime in. Josh has joined us. Hello, Josh. Right, I'm going to put you on the big screen. There we go.
Oh, don't put me on the big
Look at that ugly mug. Oh, look at it. Oh, no. Oh, you're in bed?
I'm
bless him.
sitting enjoying the entertainment with a cup of coffee. So.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. How's it going, mate? Okay. Right.
Oh,
We'll
that's good signal.
We'll
just anyway. Car crash. Josh, as and when you're ready to chime in, let us know. But how does your machine describe the stitches? No, just as with any outside broadcast, we've got some communication issues with Josh. When he joins us, I'm sure he'll answer the question.
Hello.
Perfect timing. Well done, Josh. That's it. It's all going so well. Okay, so we are going to sew. Now, I'm just going to make sure I get it the right way around. So I've got my width set to 4 mil. I've got my length set to just shy of 3 mil. On a triple zigzag, I've already, that's the other thing, making sure you've got enough in your bobbin. And I can see through my little window here, I've got plenty on there. Now, also we're having discussions with Chris about locking the stitches and whether to lock or not lock in this instance. Now, it's probably not that critical to lock the stitch, because we will be going over it, over these parts with both the trailing and leading edges. So in the same way as the Maverick, it was not critical to lock the stitches at the end parts. We're going to do very much the same, although it has to be said, I'm very nervous not to lock the stitch, so I'll probably do it anyway and do a bad job of it. So it's gonna be noisy here now whilst we just put a couple of stitches in. Okay, and then I'm gonna just lock that off.
I've locked mine if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, good. Okay, so it's going to be noisy now, really boring part whilst we sew. And yes, we can all see I'm not sewing anywhere near as fast as Josh, but take your time, get it right. There's no race. So how many ninjas have you built then, Josh?
Ooh, a few. Less than 10. No, more than 10. Oh, I don't know. A few.
Now we're approaching the mark here that we made to change our stitch length. So I'm going to sew right up to the mark. There we go. So I'm currently, the needle is on the mark. I'm going to half the stitch length. Okay, so I'm going to turn my dial down to just about 1.5-ish. Okay, so that's done, and I'm going to sew to the next mark. Okay. So approaching that next mark. Okay, and that's it. And I'm going to go back up to the original length. Okay, and finish off the stitch. And because it's force of habit, as I get to the end, I'm just going to lock that off. Okay. Trim. Ooh. Trim that off. How you getting on, Chris?
Just a bit behind you, not far off though.
Okay, and you can see. Oh, okay. We're gonna left, right, and show you, you can see where we've just, for the center section, changed the width of that stitch to give it more reinforcement. Okay. So, next one. Now, for the other one, I'm going to stitch it in the other direction. Like I'm going to change the kite around purely so that the skinnier bit of the kite is going is on the inside of the machine. It's just to make it a little bit easier. So line it up. Okay, and then we're just carrying on. So I apologize for the horrendous noise if it's drowning everybody out. Any questions on Facebook?
No, not at the moment.
Any questions on YouTube? No. Just take your time, especially if you're new to it. There's no point in rushing. You might as well just enjoy it. So I'm approaching my mark again now. And I'm on the mark. Gonna half my stitch again to there. Sew through to your next mark. Okay, and then I'm at the next mark and I'm just gonna widen the stitch out again. Nearly there. And I won't be able to help myself. Gonna have to lock it off. Okay, and we are done. Trim that off. Can turn that off. We can go to here, and if we just move that away like that, we can see our finished, or not quite finished, but definitely sewn together sail. Just like that. Where are you up to, Chris?
I am halfway through second stitch.
Perfect. Anyone got anything to add? Any comments? No, everybody's very quiet. Josh, what about you? He's very quiet tonight. It's unnerving me.
Yeah, looks good. I was about to say like the stitches like you copped out and did the lock off, but then I noticed you had a big mark on your white area of the Icarex. I'm thinking, oh, that's not good. And then I noticed that was a mark on my screen. So
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so good. Okay. Oh, let's have a look. Let's get an action shot of Chris's sewing there. That's looking tidy. It's looking very tidy.
And right.
Chris has got a faff as well. I'm very jealous. Okay, so, well, we will be wrapping up at this point. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. We've had another good chunk of people, a crazy amount of people. So that is very kind of you all. Thank you for tuning in. Now, next week, we will be doing trailing edges and leading edges. So you need to make sure that you've got your strips of Icarex. Now, if you don't know what they are, if you haven't done them yet, do them. Have a look at the intro video that we did last week. And oh, we're getting taken over by Icarex here.
Yeah.
Let me go to here. Ta-da! Yes. You will need your Icarex strips like this. So your leading edges and your trailing edges. Also, you will need some paper clips or some Bravery or some, I think these are called Miracle Clips or Ultimate Clips or something like that. Anyway, they are bog standard sewing clips, available on Amazon. We have put a link to them on the kit list, but these are fantastic if you are a beginner like myself. They will hold everything in place. So get yourself
can you get your Bravery on Amazon as well?
Yeah, no. You can't buy your Bravery, sadly. But if you're a mega super pro like Alan, I'm sure he'll be using Bravery and not using clips. So, yeah, we'll see. Watch this space. I'm interested to see whether he will be clipping or not. Actually, Josh, I think you gave me the tip about paper clips. So if you haven't got these, to hand, they come in all different flavors. They're really tasty. You can use paper clips. What else? Great instructions and methodical. Trevor, cool. Thanks, Trevor. I think Trevor's in Australia, if I remember rightly. So I don't know if you've managed to source your bits, but I did have someone contact me from Dubai earlier in the week. And he is managing to get all the bits from Metropolis. So I can't see any reason if they'll ship to Dubai. I can't see any reason why they won't ship to Australia. But if you are struggling, give me a shout and we'll help you out.
Was there someone that said that they couldn't get the 1 meter long carbon tubes?
Exactly. Now, if you can't get, so I think last week Metropolis didn't have the 1 meter carbon tubes. Use the 2 meter, and actually if you can get the 2 meter, it's better because there is less wastage. So the 3 mil carbon tubes, get them in 2 meter lengths because you'll find there's less. Trevor's not in Australia at all. He's in Canada, and that is why I didn't do geography at school. So you definitely shouldn't have trouble getting hold of stuff. If you do have trouble, let me know. It must have been someone else in Australia. But yes, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everyone tuning in. Josh, thank you for joining us, even though you've had some audio video issues this evening. So, No doubt. Oh, hi Dee. I can just see Dee poking her head out of the corner. Let's say hello to Josh and Dee, the happy couple. Look. Ah, everybody wave. Ah. Yeah. And yeah. Oh, Chris, where did you get to?
I finished.
Let's have a look.
Oh,
I mean,
spot.
it will look very similar to the one behind you, but oh,
Okay.
look at how neat those patches are. Very good. Alan, is Alan there or is he?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, let's have a look,
Finished.
Alan. Come on, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Well, I hope, Graham, if you're watching at home, I hope you've got the link. I hope you're watching. Hello, sir. And I know Bill's watching. Well, he might not still be watching, but there we go. Right, next week, the clocks go back in the UK, which means we will still be on at 8 p.m. our time. But for all the rest of you, you may find that we've all of a sudden at a different time. Now, if you're unsure of the time, we will be on at 8 p.m. GMT. Okay. Now we were 8 p.m. BST. We are now 8 p.m. GMT. So don't miss us. If you do 8 p.m. BST, you may be a bit early and you may have to sit eating popcorn for an hour. But yeah, just 8 p.m. GMT. That's all you need. If there's anything else, give us a shout. If not, I think that's all. So without further ado, oh, everybody's ready. Are they gonna? Oh, right. Wave. Say bye, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.